All right, you've packaged VCIO services as part of your core managed services offering, but you haven't quite figured out how to charge for these separately as a standalone service. And in fact, the reality is you can't get your customers' C-level executives to meet with you for QBRs, let alone engage at these higher VCIO level services. So you feel like you're stuck. Well, the problem is that you're really only focusing on one component of a true business solution. You're focusing on just the technology. What you need to do is you need to start to focus on the people, the process, and then the technology. And this is what we refer to as really taking a step back and providing digital solutions to your customers. Now, once you make this shift, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to engage with your customers at that business level. And also you're going to be able to start to charge for these services that you haven't been able to monetize on in the past. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Future-Proof Your MSP video series. I'm Lane Smith, and I help hardworking MSP business owners adopt disruptive strategies so that they can differentiate in their market, increase their sales pipeline, and add more profit to the existing clients. Now let's get into this episode. All right, your clients want to solve complex business problems, and they need technology to pull it off. The problem is you're not a business consultant, nor are there any published frameworks or how-tos to build and scale your VCIO practices. So you're stuck. And what happens is your customers, they try and solve these problems on their own, and they only go to you when they think it's time to implement some technology. Well, the problem here is when they do come to you and it's time to implement technology, we're so used to, whoa, yay, this is great. I've got a technology opportunity. Let me put a proposal together and scope out this project and do all this work up front so that I can win this project. That what we end up doing is we provide these consulting services for free. And, we've been doing this so long that we just don't know how to get out of this cycle. And, the customers expect it. But that's not really how most of the world works. So take a look at, like if you go to the dentist's office or something, you go in, you tell the dentist, hey, I need some work done on my teeth. And the dentist says, all right, well, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and give you a free exam. I'm going to go ahead and give you a free x-ray. And then I'm going to plan it out for free. And then I'm going to give you a proposal on how to fix your problem. No, that's not what they do at all, is it? What they do is they say, okay, well, the exam's going to cost this much. X-rays are going to cost this much. And we're going to do the work and it's going to cost this much. But when, we're offering technology services to our customers, what do? Well, we give the exam for free. We give the x-ray away for free. And then we typically even scope out the project and create a detailed plan for free. And we're not charging for any of that. And really, we're just leaving that money on the table because the customers value that input and they're willing to pay for it. But we've got to learn how to position it so that we can ask for the money and we can comfortably do that moving forward. All right, before we get into how we're going to solve this problem, let me just talk through it like a real world scenario that's more relevant to us. Let's say you've got a customer that come to you, they want a CRM implementation. The software is going to head on a server. They need you to deploy clients to the desktops or whatever that might be. So again, you're excited. Hey, yep, we've got this great opportunity. So you go in, you spec it out, you bring your sales engineers in, you create this detailed project plan, you figure out how many hours it's going to take to implement, give them the proposal, they sign off. Fantastic. You've won some business. You go ahead and then implement that solution. And everything goes great with the technology. But, 3 months down the road, you're sitting there in front of the client and you're talking about their business needs and you're trying to, drum up some more business. And they're like, you know what, we're just really not happy with that CRM implementation. And we haven't got what we wanted out of the solution and we're really frustrated. And so they're looking to you to solve this problem. And in fact, it makes you look bad, right? Because technically you're the one that implemented the CRM solution for them. So what do you do? Well, at that point, you're kind of out of luck. But if we took this a different approach and we said, all right, hey, great, Mr. Customer, you want to implement a new CRM. But before we do that, we need to first engage with you from a consulting perspective and really understand what's going on. What type of salespeople do you have? What are they wanting out of a CRM? What are your processes in place? What are you trying to accomplish? And then once you've got that, you can craft a full solution for them that has business first and pulls the technology behind it. And that's really where we need to get to if we're going to start to truly add value to our customers. In that scenario, you still end up with the CRM implementation, but you've also charged for the consulting up front. And when all things said and done, the customers can be much happier. They're going to see a much higher ROI on their investment. All right, so you see, the problem wasn't with your implementation of the technology. It was the fact that all the other aspects, the people, the processes, and the technology weren't all tied together to create a comprehensive solution that's going to deliver ROI to your customer. So how do we get out of this trap? Let's get to the nitty gritty here. All right, so the idea here is to really rebrand what you're offering and start offering digital solutions. And basically, as you've heard me time and time again, a digital solution is tying the people, the process, and the technology together. So let's take a look. Here's 3 ways to make this happen in your business. All right, first, you want to come at it and you want to understand, what's the actual problem that they're having. And so you need to talk with the people, right? You need to work with all the individuals that are involved that are going to have to use this technology once it's deployed. Once you've got a good understanding of the problem, then it's time to work with that team and develop high-level process that's going to solve that problem. And you don't need to know how to, run their business or work in their business. You've got a simple framework for working with the team. They've got the expertise in their own business. They just need sort of a guide to help move them along the path. So once that's done, now you've got the people component done. You've got the process component done. And then you come at it from what you do best, the technology aspect, and you tie that technology into the overall solution. And what you might find is that in this scenario that we just talked about with the CRM application, it might be that the CRM application that they have already is just fine. And you don't need to go through all that process and implement that new technology. In fact, all you have to do is help them leverage that technology better. Well, that might seem like, well, hey, I'm making less money, but the reality is you're not, because you've been charging for this engagement all along. And the best part about it is when things are all said and done, that customer is going to look at you and say, wow, these guys helped us solve this business problem with technology we already had. They didn't even try to sell us anything. And they're going to be very happy with that. That's going to generate more business with that customer. And now next time they're talking to one of their colleagues, what are they going to do? You say, hey, we had a business problem. We came to our provider that normally just does technology for us. They helped us solve that business problem, and we didn't have to implement any new technology. All right, so now you've figured out how to actually start to solve their business problems and still, leveraging technology, doing what you do best. And you've started to figure out how to charge for these services. So think about how that affects your overall business as a whole. Next time somebody comes to you and wants you to implement a technology project, you step back, you explain their process, you get them on board with that, and you charge them to basically scope out the technology implementation. And so what what we've got here is we actually refer to that as a digital transformation discovery workshop. And that's something we package up and we charge a fee for all of our customer engagements moving forward. So the bottom line is, if you follow these three steps and you create a process around this and sort of productize that, you've got something that you can sell to your clients for $1,500, $3,000, $5,000, depending on the scope. And you're going to do that before every technology project. So not only are you getting more money for those technology projects, but you're guaranteeing a much more ROI for the customers, because you really are looking at the grand scheme of the business. And ultimately, what you're becoming is that strategic business partner to your clients rather than just that technology partner.